Hello and welcome to this tutorial on how to adjust your metal chain link band. So what we're going to do today is we're going to go from this size to this size. And the way you do that is you want to make sure you open up the clasp on this and you put your band on this staging area. You want to twist your adjustment pin all the way back, and then you slide the band into place. Now the second thing you want to do is you want to make sure you're on the right side. So there's two sides. One of them has the pins hidden flush to the metal, and you'll see like a middle slice. So what you want to do is go to the other side where you'll see a little dimple or a round pin instead. This is the side that you want to push the metal tip against to push out the pins. So you place it on the correct side. You decide on which pin you want to push out, and we're going to go ahead and push out this second chain link pin. So I move in the metal tip right above the dimple. I make sure it's locked in there. I make sure that it's centered straight ahead towards this cross valley right here. I want to make sure that the pin pushes out through this middle valley. So then I just hold it tight, and then I twist until the pin pops out. And there we go. Boom. You want to make sure you twist all the way until you see about a quarter of an inch of the pin, and then you know you're good to go. But then don't try to lift it out because the metal tip is still inside. So what you want to do is just want to twist it back so that the metal tip retracts. And there you go. You have your metal pin, or your chain link pin pulled out, and the chain link comes off. So then let's say you want to adjust it even more. If you want to take out this last pin right here, it is very difficult. I don't recommend doing it, but if you want to do it, there's a few things you have to consider. So again, we adjust it to put the metal pin over the dimple. Already we have a problem. So if you can see, this chain link is going diagonally that way. So if I start pushing, it's gonna start twisting that way. And that's the reason why this is more difficult than the other ones. So one way to combat this is you lift it over onto the other side this way. So I'll do it again slowly. So I have the dimples facing me, and the tip of the clasp, the male part of the clasp, is pointing upwards. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift it and then move it to my right side. And now the dimple is on the other side, so then I twist it so that the male pin of the clasp is facing downwards, and I go ahead and then line up the dimple again. So it's a little bit straighter. It's still kind of crooked, so what I have to do then is just have to force it so that it's straight. Make sure that the pin goes right into that valley. So then I push again, and already we can see that the pin, the metal tip, is already bending to the left, and that's a problem. You won't be able to pull out the pin this way. You have to hold it down really well so that you make sure that the pin is going to go straight into that little cross valley. So there we go. my pin has been bent. Alright, so we're going to try again. I flipped it back over to the other side so that the male pin clasp is pointing upwards. And go ahead and adjust it and make sure it's centered. And there we go. The pin is out. Super difficult. So now that you've taken out all the pins that you want to the size of your wrist, you want to make sure to put the pins back in correctly. So what you want to do is you line it up and insert the pin to the correct side. So the bottom portion of the pin is the dimple side and the top portion is the split open flush side. So I want to put in the dimple side first into the slot, and I push it in all the way with my finger. It should already be inside pretty well, but we want to push in that last bit. So what you want to do is flip it over and line up the metal tip to the pin, the chain pin, and you just want to make them touch first, and then you go ahead and you push, and that's it. That pin should be flush with the rest of the metal. You shouldn't be able to feel any raised portion of it. It's just there tightly, and you shouldn't be able to feel the pin outside of the metal. And there you go, that's it.